What's going on, guys? John here, Jonathan Bosman from Bosman's Barbershop, and I'm going to share with you guys a quick little tip that I've been checking out with the fx3, and everybody has their own little hacks and cardboard and all that, but what I was thinking is, okay, I'm tired of this thing making noise, right? So I need a spacer in that section to create a straightness of gapping. See how that little piece is gapping? That's actually oddly a good thing, because this goes too far down, because that spacer right here, right there, is a drop too short, about a mil point 2, mil point 3. It's really tight. So what I did was, I have pieces of an emery board, and crap, one of my little babyliss barberology little rubber pieces broke. That sucks. It's like cool. I like them. So alright. So I have a hone wheat stone right here, whatever the hell you want to call it. I call it a hone stone or wheat stone, whatever. And basically, what you want to do is you want to get a piece small enough to fit inside of the area where the cam lays flush between the two screws. So where the cam lays flush between the two screws. So I'll show you. Pop this screw, pop this screw. This isn't fully torqued in yet. So pull that out, pull that out, magnetic, boom, out, and about right in there. Now the gripping part is facing right here. This is where the down is, but I feel a little oil residue. So what I'm going to do is take a tiny bit. I could take alcohol, I could take disinfectant, so I'm going to shoot a little bit of disinfectant on there. Boom, boom. Okay? Disinfectant usually takes out actually oil, believe it or not. So rub it in, take a little towel. You don't want to use it, you can use paper towel, but I say use a regular towel. Get it nice. You actually want to have that little thing, the spindle piece, nice and dry. Check it out. I want to make sure I'm satisfied with it. If you don't have one, get one. Best thing ever invented. $90, Harbor Freight air gun. Area is free of debris. Give it a little rub again. Now, this is where we gotta check it again. That is the fx3 head. This is magnetic. This whole head is magnetic with the gold blade. And then there's your spacer right there. And you see how that's laying flush, but it's a little bit over. A little bit over, doesn't matter. You want to get the grip, the really gritty side down first. Makes sense, right? Because that's where it's going to make contact. So you want to push it together. See what happens. You see what I see? It's kind of like you play around with it and see where you're at. Turn it on. Alright. You gotta make sure you're not by the switch. It's really easy to turn this guy on. Okay, so we're having a little bit too much. So I'm going to gap it on the soft side. So we're going to take the not gritty side, which is the opposite side right here. Take your stone, and we're just going to take a few passes. Falls right apart. But sometimes that's good. Take the grit. Now it's thinner, so that helps. Now, we could super glue this in, but I'm not a big fan of gluing things to plastic, especially when it comes to my machines. So then we line that up, lining it up is a little tricky, but not really. We can put it right in between those two holes with the really gritty side down, making sure that you clear the lip area. Push it even. Now I'm going to meet the machine itself with this. Make sure to keep that straight. Okay. Just play with it a little bit. It's nice and even. Machine. It's very finicky. Very lightweight, very easy to manipulate. It's a one-touch thing. Boom. One touch. Keep the pressure onto the cam. Don't lose pressure. Cam. You're going to notice there's going to be a space that is going to push the blade so slightly in the upward position. Make sure you get to the cam. Slide it back. But before you do that, you take your little screwdriver right here. Make sure you're down and in there. Make sure you're really in there. Check it. Let's slide in. I feel like it's not exactly smooth. Very lightly. Grit side down. Test that again. Make sure on the back side. Okay. So there we go. 2 bolts. Very light, very tricky. I mean, give it one shot. Make sure you get to the cam. Get the loose. Spin out most of the cam. Yep. Copacetic. Okay. Satisfied with that. So now hold it in place. Put one screw in. Hold it with 2 fingers. 12 and 6. 12 and 6. Let's screw in. Now we're going to press it. Get a couple twists there. Make sure we're clear and straight. There. Lean it back. And make sure that lean back is just right. A couple twists, just feel torque. Press it down. This thing's tricky, where's it working? Okay. Evenly torque it. A little tight, 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 I do about a quarter turns each way. All tight. All tight. All tight. Now what this is doing is squishing the cam, but still giving a slight amount of space that is needed. You see that? See how there's an offset right there? That's what's needed to create the alignment. So we're going to torque it down. So we're looking for like a millimeter, if that. Like not even. People make these crazy configurations, but this one is going to be a little bit more slide proof. It has a grit on it. I don't want to torque it too crazy. Fire it up. Sounds pretty good. I mean, these things always sound loud on camera. Gonna hit oil. You don't want to over oil it. Oil the man. Drop the man. Roll it around. Shoot it. Move this way. That's it. Wipe around it. Check torquing with the, yeah. There we go. There we go. There's going to make some sort of fluctuation, but we can also check the gapping, because the gapping on this thing is crazy. It's the first trimmer I've ever had to use and ungap from 0 because it's so crazy. So I like to do my gaps by eye. I've done them for so long, it's just like whatever. Alright, so I like to do, I call it the thumbnail effect. And I make sure it's straight. Take it into a light. Go down. Make sure the blade's even. The springs are going to set and offset. So what you could do is okay, now I got straight springs. I want it to be tight, but I don't want it to kill anyone. So you guys see the gapping I'm creating? Check that. What's the light? I consider that a perfect gap. See how the moving blade's never protruding over the stationary blade? This is the stationary blade. This is the moving blade. On the fx3, gold is stationary, dark is moving. So we take a peek, recheck it in our LED. I gotta drop down on the right to make it more even. Some people don't really care about that. I don't know. I kind of like it really set right, even throughout. So I'll get it just right. Okay, now the trick to doing this and getting the gapping correctly is tightening these holes. Tightening these little bolts very slowly so you can hold this. A little tightening, a little tightening, a little tightening, tightening. I mean, you could use Loctite. I wouldn't recommend it. I have it. I have temporary Loctite. I got it nice and torqued. I like to use the bigger one. It comes with the yellow one, but I like to use the original because it's a little longer. It's got a little more grit. Gives me a little more torque. Tighten it on. You want to really get your wrist to like get that last pinch in. Straighten that last pinch. Get straight. Alright. Take my feelers. Make sure we have everything good. I'm happy with that. There's the bounce on it. It's really strong. You just want to test out your hands. Make sure you're not getting any abrasion, shredding, your hair is boom. Okay. I'm gonna check it on your own mustache first. Pull the cord. What I like to do when I'm gonna do this is into my own sensitive areas. Freehand through the hair. Oh. Wow, that's a really nice scalp. See, I'm going in by the eyelid. I call it the fx3 peak area. We are in business, folks. Sounds pretty solid. And we'll give it one more shot of babyliss. Bedroom. More shot of babyliss oil. Right in the can. Give it like little slight pressures. These shakes are no good. Haven't shipped on me. Pretty satisfied. Dude. Sweet FX3. There's a little excess oil. It's not the end of the world, but we should just shoot it. Using the air, get the oil inside the blades really well, making sure all the excess points are clear. You don't want to stop it in oil. That's not a good thing at all. Give it a quick absorbent press like that. That sounds good. That's beautiful. I mean, for what this is really what you're gonna get. This thing's a monster. I would say seriously, proceed with caution. No joke. Seriously, proceed with caution. It will tear through anything. It has no forgiveness. I would tell you, if you're a beginner barber and you want something to use, I would say use the Low Pros. The Low Pros have a chameleon blade. It's a little forgiving. Sometimes I do not zero gap everything. I have multiple trimmers. I got the new blue FX Limited. I got the golds, the rose golds with the chameleons. I got my FX3s, my FX3 trimmers, my pros, my minis. I got my B. Clark tribs and some off-topic stuff. Whatever. And my FX3. So now we made a little, I guess you could say, rig. We have a slight bit of noise, but we shut that off and we'll turn it on regular. You're always gonna have noise. This is perfect, and you have noise, so it's okay. Put that back on the base. But tell me these guys are not so sweet. Plug in these trimmers. I love babyliss is matte. It's so awesome. It really just gives it a nice look. Take my shears. Then at night, I like to keep running out of oil. I got extra ones. I like to keep everything put away. Solid. Rubber cases. This is actually sheer oil, believe it or not. There's a cap for this guy. Right here. And take all this junk out. Put it away. I believe everything should have a place. So I have my places for everything. Just this way I know where everything is. That's my zero gaps. Got my two little screwdrivers there. My little screwdriver, my little red guy. Called my in-betweener. Air hose. Some stuff like that. And just kind of clean it up. Here's something really cool. Something I discovered on the ways. Alright, so we can turn that around, put it that way. Turn the FXs on. It's the fx3. Make sure everything's nice. One down step. Boom. Now we'll go right in here. Nice and lightly. Boom. How cool is that? A lot of people don't know that. Look, it's gonna have a little bit of movement. And it stays charging. Alright. Getting everything else up. A couple of things. And we're out of here. Alright, guys. Hope it helped you out. Jonathan Bosman signing out. Bosman's Barbershop. Babyliss Pro. Peace.